Welcome back to today's video. So today's video we got this Quam. What's the model number? 8C10FEPAX. Now this is a Quam with a 4J grill. Now this is very interesting because this is actually a Quam that sounds really good. And the reason is because it has a foam surround. Yes, there's a positive to foam surrounds. They make the speakers sound good, bassy, but then at the same time, when they age, the surround degrades and rots eventually. Now, my plan is when these foam surrounds start rotting, I'm going to order some rubber surrounds off of Amazon and surround these speakers, these Quam speakers. Then, when you have rubber surrounds, they last. Man, rubber surrounds are the best. That's why I buy these outdoor rated speakers, because you don't have to worry about foam rot. Foam rot is a disease to speakers. Now, I did check these foam surrounds on both of these. They are still good, and they're not showing no signs of rotting yet. So, I think these will last another 7 or 10 years. You get speakers from the 1980s that still have good foam, which is surprising. Because a lot of speakers with foam surrounds does not last. But, yeah, these things are really good. Now, there's a thrift store around my area called it's America's Thrift Store. One of my favorite places. You'll find, if you go, you'll find, speakers like these. Oh, my closet light bulb went out. You'll find ceiling speakers like these every once in a while. I normally buy them because, they're cool. And if somebody needs speakers, you'll have some. But now, the ceiling speakers they have in the ceiling that they're using are 4J. But the 4J speakers in that America's Thrift Store are loud and they are bassy. Those things sound really good in the ceiling. They got 4Js. They got these JBL speakers and they got Atlas P900s. And they sound amazing. Especially the JBLs. Those JBLs are bass boosted. They sound really good. And the 4Js in that store sound amazing. But yeah. That's why I got these. Because these have a 4J grill. I would love to install a ceiling tile in here. And then install these speakers. So I can get a little taste of America's Thrift Store in here. Because I'd enjoy going to that location just because of the sound system and stuff you find. These did come with towel braces. They're a little brittle, but it's a towel brace. It'll be fine. It's still good enough to be used again. And I will be using these for my drop ceiling. I'm going to get supplies tomorrow for the drop ceiling. I already got the cross braces. But I'm going to get the side rails and then maybe clean out the closet tonight. But the speakers I'm going to install on my drop ceiling are a Bogan, maybe this JBL, and obviously one of these Quams. And switch them out every once in a while. I think these things are really cool, especially these Quam drivers. Now, these things are different. Quam's different with their stuff. They have bolts on their speakers to bolt the magnet down. They don't do that anymore on newer Quams, though. On newer Quams, they do not do that. Now, this is probably an early 2000s Quam. Because it just looks like it's a newer but older Quam. But, yeah. Newer Quams, obviously, you're not going to have bolted down magnets. But my next point is, never hold a speaker by its magnet whenever you're carrying it. Because it's glued, and you don't know how the glue quality is. So I stopped holding the speakers by their magnet. Because, the fear of it always falling off. I don't think it would, but, just in case. But, yeah, guys, let's get to the test. We're going to be testing this one first, and then this one. Oh, yeah, I want to explain the wiring job on these. Now, this is obviously proper, right? This is cool. But, now, this is confusing right here. This is a confusing mess. I do not know what... I'm a little confused of what in the world is even... I don't know. This is very confusing. Yeah. They had zip ties around these magnets, which one of them was around one of the bolts, and then one of them was around the magnet. I took that off because, you know, ain't no need for it. Okay, yeah, let's get to the sound test. The amp I'll be using to test it, which is part of my system, which is, I use 2 amplifiers for my system now, is this TOA right here. But to be able to have audio coming into this TOA amp, I gotta turn this amp on. Because it's going to this, because it's outputting out to, this is output into the TOA amp. And then you turn the TOA amp on, and there we go. We should get a signal through the speaker, but I gotta turn on the laptop and the system. I turn that speaker down. Alright guys, we're going to test the second Quam now. I had to turn down that 4J speaker because it was messing up. It was like, you can hear the 4J, and I want you to hear the Quam, not the 4J. So yeah, now we're going to test this Quam. I got the volume up a little bit more on this one. I can hear the bass. These Quams, if they were mounted in a ceiling, they would sound a lot more fuller and bassier. That's the only problem about testing speakers out of a ceiling or box, because you really don't get the full sound. But these things do, I can tell they're gonna have a lot of bass when they are in the ceiling, because they got a foam surround. That surrounds like that, soft surrounds like that, normally create a lot of bass. But yeah, I'm hoping they sound like the ones at America's Thrift Store. They probably won't, but it'll sound close. And yeah, these things are awesome. Cool combination. Quam drivers with 4J grills. That's an epic combo. And yeah, basically, thank you for watching today's video. Also, if you want these, they're on eBay. The seller, I think, Loudspeakers and More posted it on his post. Just scroll through his post and you'll see the listing he put on eBay. Or not him, but he added a post where he's talking about someone needs to get one of these before they're all sold out. There's one more of 2. There's one more of 2 that you can get. So you get a lot of 2. So when you order one, you'll get 2 Quams and 2 ceiling tile mounts. So get one before they're out, because there's only one more available. And so yeah, thanks for watching today's video. Like, subscribe, and peace.